Welcome to Emirates News, broadcasting from Dubai. I'm Greg Fairley. Tonight's headlines. Dubai Crown Prince meets the first two Emirati astronauts at his office in Emirates Towers. Dubai Police honours two of their own for helping a stranded taxi driver. In the business, the last day of IDEX sees total defence deals reach 20 billion dirhams. And in sports, four-time Tour de France winner Chris Froome pulls out of the UAE tour that starts on Sunday. You can follow us on Twitter at Dubai1TV, and to comment on any of our stories, use the hashtag Emirates News. The Crown Prince of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, earlier today met the first Emirati astronauts, Hazza Al Mansouri and Sultan Al Niyadi, at his office in Emirates Towers. The two astronauts were selected among 4,022 applicants for the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Centre's UAE astronaut programme, which was launched back in 2017 to make the nation participate in global space exploration missions by 2021. Sheikh Hamdan highlighted the importance of the mission and the two astronauts, as they are the first two UAE citizens to travel to the International Space Station to conduct research and tests. Sheikh Hamdan also reviewed the various steps of UAE astronaut program and the training that they underwent in Russia. His Highness also wished them success in all the projects they will take part in. Several other sheikhs and senior officials were also present. Dubai Police rescued 14 Indian sailors yesterday after their ship crashed into rocks near the Dira Island wave breaker. Officials say a team of air, land and sea rescuers were dispatched around 6:14 a.m. to the marooned seamen. According to reports, divers were able to pull the sailors to safety in 35 minutes despite turbulent weather and choppy waters. Authorities have hailed the rescue team, who dealt with the situation with extreme finesse and expertise. Dubai Police have honoured two officers for going to the aid of a stranded taxi driver in heavy rains after his car broke down. Video footage shows the officers stopping their patrol vehicle on the side of the road during a recent heavy downpour in order to offer assistance. The force tweeted that Sergeant Saeed Ibad Qasim Muthana and Abdulatif Daif Ala Ali Salah were both awarded certificates of recognition for their outstanding actions by Commander-in-Chief of Dubai Police, Major General Abdullah Khalifa Al-Mari. The Emirates Red Crescent has reopened a school in Hodeidah Governorate after a full renovation. Al-Fatah Elementary and Secondary School in Al-Kataba has been repaired and refurbished as part of ongoing efforts to support the education sector in Yemen. In total, 7 classrooms were restored and stocked with supplies, enabling 1,800 students to resume their elementary and secondary education. 42 teachers will also be able to return to work. The Consulate General of India in Dubai earlier today posted a series of tweets for Indian nationals. The first one urges job seekers to use their due diligence before accepting jobs abroad. The warning comes after the mission came across at least 2 fraud job offers that were made in the name of UAE-based companies. Also, in a separate tweet, the mission is encouraging Indian travellers to the UAE to take adequate medical insurance to cover for any emergencies. With the upcoming maintenance of Dubai International Airport's southern runway, many flights are expected to be diverted to Dubai World Central. Authorities say they've put in place a host of arrangements to ensure a smooth journey for passengers. Officials say travellers will be shuttled free of cost between both airports through express bus services during the closure period, which is from April 16th to May 30th. Meanwhile, the Roads and Transport Authority will also connect DWC with key locations in Dubai through a regular bus service. The authority will also deploy a dedicated fleet of taxis. A new pay-per-minute e-scooter service has officially launched in Dubai. Kiwi Ride is the name of the new service, which is responsible for the 600 bright green scooters you see whizzing around the city. The e-scooters are available to UAE residents and visitors alike by way of online bookings from the company's app. The only conditions for riding are that users are above 14 years of age and ride according to the safety guidelines outlined in the app. The bikes cost an initial unlocking fee of 3 dirhams, then 59 fills every minute after that.
Add your debit card or credit.
The 10 finalists of the $1 million Global Teacher Prize have been announced by Hollywood actor Hugh Jackman, who hailed teachers as real superheroes. The prize was launched by the Varkey Foundation 5 years ago and is held annually here in Dubai. It's presented to a teacher who has made an outstanding contribution to their profession. The finalists this year are from the UK, Netherlands, Brazil, Japan, Argentina, the US, Kenya, India, Georgia and Australia. The winner will be announced at an event on Sunday, March 24th. All right, now for time for the look at the news in brief. Dubai Cares is set to take a team of volunteers to Malawi as part of their Volunteer Globally initiative. The week-long mission in June will see teams dig the foundations for a new school alongside local community members. Dubai's Roads and Transport Authority has started using robots to clean the city's metro stations. The robots reduce the amount of water used in cleaning and can work alone without human intervention. The move aims to support the UAE artificial intelligence strategy. And a massive Dubai sale with heavy discounts on top brands will be held this month. The concept brand sale will be held at the World Trade Center from February 26th to March the 2nd. Dubai has been recognized internationally as a fashion hub. The Spectator Index has recognized the city in a variety of fields, from economics to technology in the past. But this is the first time the Emirates has been named as one of the top 10 most fashion-inclusive cities globally. Dubai made it to the 10th spot of the most fashionable cities list, with Paris and New York topping the poll. Last year, more designers showed their collections in Dubai than ever before. Time for a short break, but stay with us here on Emirates News. We have Amal Al-Jabri next at the business desk. Amal, a busy week for the defense industry in the capital.
Yes, that's right, Greg. In fact, the last day of IDEX has seen total deals reach 20 billion dirhams in 5 days. Among the deals signed were contracts with several local and global companies. I'll have that story and the rest of today's business news after the break.
Welcome back to Emirates News. Our top story tonight: the Dubai Crown Prince earlier today met with the first 2 Emirati astronauts at his office in Emirates Towers. Time now for the business news.
The final day of the International Defense Exhibition in Abu Dhabi has seen total deals reach 20 billion dirhams. The last day of the 5-day event saw the UAE Armed Forces signing 402 million dirhams worth of contracts. Among those signed on the final day were 7 contracts with local firms and 7 global companies. Officials say the value of international deals amounted to 267 million dirhams, while local deals reached 135 million dirhams. Dubai's property developer Emirates has revealed details of their plans to build a new green community. Titled Central Park at City Walk, residences will be built around the park, similar to New York's famous landmark, however on a smaller scale. The project will be constructed at City Walk, featuring 12 buildings surrounding a private park. Emirates say the new project will add 187 residential units to Dubai's property stock once completed. The Emirates A380 is set to take center stage at the first ever Saudi International Air Show. The company will be showcasing its flagship Airbus at the 2-day event on March 12th and 13th. The popular double-decker aircraft will be on display for the public at Al Thumama Airport in Riyadh. The air show is the first global aviation and aerospace exhibition of its kind in Saudi Arabia. The Kuwait Business Council has launched its National Day program in honor of Kuwait's 58th National Day and 28th Liberation Day. After the first season success, the Council have expanded this year by teaming up with Dubai Tourism and Dubai World Trade Center. Organizers have collaborated with several companies, including the Dubai Food Festival and Kuwaiti Sadu House. The program for this year's activities will extend until February 26th. Time now to have a look at the UAE markets, today's most active stocks and currencies, rounding off the UAE Business Week. And that's your business news tonight. Have a great weekend, everyone. Now, back to Greg.
Amal, thanks very much. More than 100 local farmers and representatives from agri-businesses have been meeting here in Dubai for Farmers' Day, hosted by the International Centre for Biosaline Agriculture. The event aims to encourage farmers to use new technology so that crops can be grown in the UAE desert. With the UAE currently importing 80% of its food supplies, the country aims to produce 60% more food to feed a global population of 9 billion people within the next 3 decades. You're watching Emirates News. Time for another break, but when we come back, it's the sport with Graham. And Graham, some big news from the cycling world.
From the cycling world, yeah, the big UAE Tour. First one we've ever held here, starts on Sunday, but unfortunately one of the biggest stars has had to pull out.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, coming up in the sport then, a UAE reality TV show is looking for more amateurs who want to try their hand at boxing, and Chris Froome, the 4-time Tour de France winner, pulls out of next week's UAE Tour.
It's a phenomenal victory.
Welcome back to Emirates News. Our top story tonight. The Dubai Crown Prince earlier today met with the first 2 Emirati astronauts at his office in Emirates Towers. Time now for the sport with Graham Clues.
Okay, cycling first, and the first UAE Tour starts on Sunday in Abu Dhabi with stage 1, but without Chris Froome, who's pulled out of competing. The 4-time Tour de France champion was supposed to be part of Team Sky's squad, but said that last week's Tour of Colombia took more out of him than he expected, and he will be replaced by Kelly Elizondo. The UAE Tour is the Middle East's only UCI recognised World Tour event and will take in all 7 Emirates from its opening stage on Sunday to its final stage on March the 2nd at Dubai City Walk. Tennis and its quarterfinals day at the Dubai Championships, and 4th seed Karolina Pliskova is out. She faced Su Wei-si, who took the first set 6-4. Now, Pliskova did come back to win the second 6-1 and looked like she would go on to turn the match around, but the final set also went to the Chinese star 7-5, and it's Sei who advances to the last 4. Former champion Simona Halep will be out later, as will the defending champion this year, Elina Svitolina, who takes on Carla Suarez Navarro in the late game on centre court tonight. Now, a homegrown reality show is looking for the stars of its third season as it expands its global audience. Fighting Fit has already been a ratings hit in the UAE for its 2 previous seasons, but for season 3 the programme makers are expanding. The show follows a group of everyday men and women on a physical and mental journey into the world of amateur boxing, and audiences have been very enthusiastic about it since the very beginning. Well, there are still a few places left to fill for the upcoming season of Fighting Fit, and here with me now is one of the brains behind the show, Phil Griffiths, who's the co-founder of the production company Nomad Productions and the show's director as well. Phil, great to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight. Let's start with the original idea behind Fighting Fit and how pleased so far with the response you must be to the programme.
Oh yeah, I don't think we could have ever imagined that it's gone as far as it has. It started off actually when I went to an original white collar event and thought it would be a good idea to kind of interview some of the people taking part, and realised actually the story behind it wasn't necessarily the event itself, it was actually the people taking part, and it genuinely changed them, having to kind of go through that discipline, having to sacrifice like they did in order to get in shape to take part in that fight night. I thought, well, there's definitely something interesting here, and yeah, it turns out there was.
And here we are then, 2 seasons down, 3rd season, getting ready to start filming soon, but I understand you're short of a few more members. You're still on the lookout for some people.
Yeah, well, it's the last days of the applications. They close on Sunday, 24th of February, so we've already got a few hundred that have applied and some really strong people, so we're really excited about season 3. But as with everything, you know, more than happy to take on a few latecomers, all shapes and sizes, whether they've led sedentary lives, whether they've exercised their whole life, mothers, bankers, bellboys, we'll take them all.
What's very curious about Fighting Fit's success is there have been other reality programmes before now made in the UAE. They haven't done so well, they haven't been as popular, or they haven't continued, but Fighting Fit seems to have bucked that trend. What's apart from your own expertise, what's your take on that?
Well, I think the industry here is probably fairly infantile, so it takes time for these types of formats to become more regular. We originally took a bit of a punt on it and funded it by ourselves, and fortunately there's been a great success, which has meant that we've been able to get ESPN on board for season 3, which is obviously a massive plus, which has also meant that we also get some of the production paid for by our partners, so the likes of Adidas, K-Cow, Fuel Up by K-Cow, sorry, and Adult Pain Relief. And so it's kind of like a hybrid, the model nowadays. It's not a simple case of where a channel will commission a show and give you all of the budget and so on. You've got to be inventive in the way that you actually create the show, and look, simply the stories speak for themselves. You know, we're really proud of the emotive stories. Dubai is such a wonderful eclectic mix of people from all walks of life, and so I think that makes for really rich content. And to be honest with you, long may it continue.
And let's be honest, I mean, you know, the format of a show like this, it's great drama, isn't it? Some are going to succeed, some are going to fail along the way, some are going to achieve things, some are going to underachieve. And also the format of the show, I believe you lead up to one big fight night in the season finale.
Yeah, that's right. So fight night's on 26th of April at Zabil House by Jumeirah. So we're really excited about that. Newly opened hotel in the Greens. So it should be a great evening. And yes, you're right. It's so unpredictable. We can't even predict it. Some people that you think are going to take to it like a duck to water just can't handle it. And some people who are so lacking in confidence, you see them grow literally and change, and what they believe they're capable of, literally you're following it on camera. So it's just a wonderful experience all round.
Wonderful experience. Well, I really like a successful TV show in the UAE. Phil, well done, and thank you very much for joining us tonight.
And thank you for having me.
OK, moving on to football now, and every point is vital as the Arabian Gulf League season heads towards its climax. Already kicked off is Banias at home against Al Jazeera. OK, that's it. That's your sport for tonight. I'll be back on Sunday when I'll be catching up with Roger Federer. But for now, have a great weekend. Back to Greg.
Graham, thanks very much. And finally, guess which UAE landmark has been named among the top 5 tourist attractions in the world? The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque Centre in Abu Dhabi ranked 5th in the list of global tourist attractions. That's according to research by Stasha, the luggage storage network. Of the 99 tourist attractions analysed, Spain's Plaza de España ranked first, closely followed by the Matterhorn in Switzerland, France's Puy du Fou and the Mosque of Cordoba in Spain. Then came the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque Centre, the only destination outside of Europe which received impressive scores in the TripAdvisor and safety and security categories. One of the world's new icons. And with that, we end tonight's bulletin. Emirates News will return on Sunday. For now, from all of us on the team, have a great weekend. And thanks for watching.